Okay, so let's go through the installation. So first of all, you need to create a one user. You can also install it with root user as well, or you can also install it with the normal user. So in productions, normally we are installing it with the normal user. We are not running it with the root user. So group add already there. Oh, okay, no problem. So first of all, already two servers are running there. I have to stop all these. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, let me take a one more terminal. And we can kill it those directly. So it's done. Now there is no exit with LDAP, so because we have to log in with OpenDJ. Okay.
oh. So where we need to download the software?
You don't know?
No, I don't know.
Okay. So let me show you from where you can download. So just write download OpenDJ. Okay. So it will
Okay.
give you the ForgeRock website name, download DS backstage site. So go to there and here download this zip file. So when you click on this zip file, it will ask you for the what we call credentials. Okay. So you need
Okay.
to sign up on this site first. So register yourself on this site and then you can download. But you
Okay.
can just share the drive with me. I will upload the software there. You can download it from there. Okay.
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 So only one version is available, and we need to download that one, right? From
Yeah,
6.
one more thing is download the latest one.
Okay. And in my local, how I need to do all these setups? Just VirtualBox I need to set up in my local. In office we
Yes.
have some.
So you have VirtualBox.
Yeah, I installed VirtualBox just 5 days back.
Just install a CentOS as well there.
Okay, okay. So which operating system it will work? It is CentOS
Linux.
or Linux? Okay.
Linux.
So Ubuntu, I installed Ubuntu in my system. It will
Ubuntu
work on
perfectly
Ubuntu
work.
also?
Perfectly work.
Okay. So and while installing the Ubuntu, it is asking basic version or what are the options I need to select while installing the what is that operating system?
Basic.
Basic is enough? Okay.
Basic is enough.
Okay. And afterwards, I need to set up any Java environment or something like that?
Yeah, I am going through that.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So give
Because
me a minute.
earlier I tried for ODSSE, unable to set it up, the ODSSE. Because actually in my company currently they are using ODSSE. So I thought of setting up that one, but unable to done that one. Maybe a lack of knowledge on Unix thing, maybe for
So
me.
if you want to check, okay, no problem.
Oh,
Okay. So you don't need ODSC training, right?
no, I don't need a ODSSE because
Okay.
already they asked me to work on ForgeRock. But I
Okay,
just
good.
out of my interest, I'm just trying to install how the existing system works.
So there is
But
a one website is there that is called ldaphome.com. Okay,
okay,
you can
what
search
is the
install ODAC. Okay,
okay?
so these are Oracle sites here.
Okay, how to install ODSC? What is the site name?
ldaphome.com.
LDAP
This is my
home.
website.
Yours website ldapphome.com?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. Yeah, I will go through that one today.
Yeah.
LDAP home.
Okay, guys. So here we have a software directory in which we have one is a DS eval 6.52, one is a JDK. So we need a required software and we need a just a JDK. These two things we need. Okay.
Okay,
So
okay,
first of all, we need to set up the JDK. So first set up the JDK. You need to
okay,
just download the JDK from Oracle. I think you are a developer, you know all these things.
okay. Yeah, but configuring in the Unix, I don't know. But yeah, you just tell
You
me.
can see the
Downloading that is
command and everything is given in documentation. If you
okay.
go step by step, you nailed it.
Okay,
Okay.
okay,
So tar xvzf just extract the jar file in the LDAP.
okay,
Here you can see I'm in the LDAP directory. So initially you have to create the LDAP directory. So LDAP is
okay,
a directory where you need to install the software, everything to set up the environment under LDAP directory. It's up to you. You can install it anywhere. You can install it in where, OPT, or your own name, or anywhere. It's up to you.
okay, okay,
According to your training and documentation, I just standardize something.
okay,
Okay. So tar xvzf software JDK. First of all, we need to extract the JDK.
okay. And one more doubt, Praveen, that for ODSSC also we need to set up JDK?
No,
Oh, okay, yeah, I have not done that one. Maybe, okay, I
not
got it.
required.
Okay,
Okay. So
okay,
now JDK is there. It's better to create a soft link with this JDK.
okay.
Okay. So create
So,
a soft link.
why
So
we
soft
need
link is just
soft
like a
link?
shortcut.
Yeah, tell me, Praveen.
It is just like a shortcut and it is beneficial like whenever you upgrade your JDK. So you need to, if you are using this, so this will be used everywhere in the files of the LDAP
Oh,
or
okay,
okay. So you have to
okay,
change it everywhere. So you can, whatever the version you install, you can just create a soft link of it and you can export the Java home with this path. So later, if you want to upgrade your JDK, you can just remove this soft link and create a new soft link with the same soft link with the higher version of Java.
oh,
Okay.
oh,
Export Java home equal to LDAP JDK. Okay.
oh,
Echo Java home, check if JDK is there. So you can check Java home. So it is pointing to this one. Okay. Java home bin Java version. Okay.
and Praveen, one thing that ln-s that LDAP JDK, it is the soft link, right? Which we need to create.
So this is the command to create a soft link. ln-s. S is for soft link. ln for link command.
Okay, okay, and the next step is export Java underscore home. You have given that path. That's it.
This is
Java
for
home.
to export the set the environment variable in Linux.
Oh, okay.
And here with echo, you are checking whether this environment variable is set or
That
not.
okay, got it. Yeah. Oh,
Okay. And
yeah,
here is your
I'm
Java.
new to the Linux environment, Unix environment, so that's why I'm asking. So, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Whatever you have issues, you can just ask.
Okay. Thank you, Praveen. Yeah.
If I know, I will answer you. Then I will also try to find the solution.
Yeah. Mine is basically a Windows environment. I most of the stuff.
Normally, developers have that kind of a background.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So now our Java home is set. Now unzip the unzip the OpenDJ server. So that is in LDAP software DS eval 6.5.2.
okay.
Okay.
Unzip-d LDAP means that is the folder where the unzipping, right?
Unzip-d is for destination where you are unzipping.
Okay. Yeah.
Unzipping in the /LDAP. And this is
Okay.
the software path, zip file
Okay.
path, which we want to
Okay.
unzip.
Okay.
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 You
Got
can
it.
now we have a OpenDJ directory is created.
Okay.
Okay. So go to OpenDJ. So software is installed. Now we have to set up the instance.
Okay.
Okay. So command is there setup. So
Okay.
if you same zip file you can install it on the Windows. Same zip file of the OpenDJ you can install it on the Linux as well, on any operating system.
Okay.
Okay. So here is your setup command for
Even
Linux.
for Mac also same. Is there any difference in the Mac if I want to work in the Mac?
Same
Everything is same. Okay.
Linux one.
Okay.
Setup.bat is for Windows. So run command setup -l. So these are the options with the OpenDJ server. So you can configure this software as a directory server, configure it as a proxy server. So directory server is a data store, LDAN. Proxy server, this is for the proxy. You can configure it as a replication server as well. Okay.
So how you got these options, Praveen?
Setup -help.
Okay. Dot hyphen m. Okay. Okay. So
Okay.
direct server means the only one server will be there and it is act as a database server, right?
Which server?
Direct server. The three options you mentioned first.
Yes.
First
As a database server in which you
proxy
store the
server.
data
What is
as a
the
virtual
proxy?
server.
Okay.
So it will receive the request, but it don't have a data. It will process the request and send back to the some backend server which have data.
Okay. So
And
in
the
which
replication
scenario we will
server,
use the proxy server? In which scenario we will use that proxy server?
virtualization.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So
And your application server.
replication server means already directory server is there, and if you want to create an extra server, we will use this replication server, right?
Yes.
Okay.
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 Accept license. So these are the just options. Accept license, admin connector port. So OpenDJ is okay. So OpenDJ majorly have three ports. What's your name? Yeah, from here.
Praveen.
So OpenDJ is running on the one is the admin port that is on 4444 by default. So in which all the administration tasks means you have to manage the server by connecting on this port.
Okay.
LDAP port 389 or 1389 are the default.
So
LDAP port 636 and 1636 are the default. So majorly LDAP port are 389 only and 636. So this just we are adding if you are running the server with a normal user, because normal user can't consume a port below 1024. Okay. And we are
no.
running our servers in production in the with normal user privileges only. Okay.
Okay.
So these are admin port, LDAP port. So these are the major port. HTTP port is also for there for the REST API, and that is on 8080, and HTTP port is also there 8443. Normal like Tomcat ports. Okay. So these are the ports. So as SSL is there, so you can also give your certificate name here as well. If you are giving, it will take that. By default, it will also take by default. Hyphen DN is a root user DN, means every system have a super user like Windows have a administrator, Linux have a root. So directory server also have a super user called directory manager, and we call it as a root user DN. So DN is a distinguished name, and user means user DN, and root means super user. Okay. Hyphen J for provide the password in the password file. Some file store the password in file. Hyphen W if you want to provide the password on command line.
Okay.
These are for the monitoring purpose, for monitoring the server. Hyphen O is for do not start. Do
Okay.
not start the server after configuration is completed. By default, whenever you configure it, it starts automatically the instance. Instance path is where you want to install the instance. So by default, instance will be installed wherever you extract it. Okay, if you want to install it somewhere else, you can give the path. FNW is the these for the key store path. Okay.
So
Hyphen Q is quiet mode, and these are the other SSL key store. Production mode means it will harden your some of the configurations, disable some of the normal configuration on which security will be exposed. Okay. So if you are running in production, run setup with the production mode. Okay. So you can install this in the interactive mode or silent mode. I will show you both. So I will show you interactive and the command as well by which using you can install it in silent mode. And in documentation also both the ways are given. Okay. Yes. Do you accept the license agreement? Yes. Directory server? Yes, or proxy server? Directory server.
directly.
Instance path? I'm okay with LDAP OpenDJ. Cn equal to dr mgr I am giving for the directory manager because we have to use this username more than 100 times in every class. So typing a long thing it will take time. So I'm just giving the small. Okay.
Okay.
Password. Give some password. Okay. Define and enable default user for querying monitoring. Yes. UID equal to monitor. Use this for monitoring your server. We will discuss this in the later section. Just give the username and password.
Okay.
Okay. Harden and configuration production. No. Your server name is DS Master 8. If you have a different server name, give that. Port number. I'm okay with 4444 default. Start the server when complete. Yes. Generate the self-sign certificate because it uses the SSL ports as well. For SSL ports, it needs SSL certificate. So we need to generate SSL certificates. One.
Oh.
Okay. And these are your global configuration parameters. Your instance path, super user, password, monitor user, password, hardened production mode disabled, host name, port, server startup enabled after complete the setup, server security, generate a key pair. Okay.
And
Accept these.
hardened configuration for production, what does that mean, Praveen?
No, it will disable some of the configuration on which security may be exposed. I will tell you
Oh,
later.
okay.
Just keep it. When time comes, I will tell.
Oh,
Okay. Accept these. If you have something wrong, you can give no, and it will loop back again, and you have to configure that again. Okay.
okay.
So my one is right. Enable the LDAP port. Yes. Port number is 1389. Correct. Start TLS. Yes. Start TLS is for SSL. Enable LDAP, yes. Port 1636 SSL port, yes. Enable HTTP, yes. Port 8080, yes. No need of the SSL port, HTTPS. Okay. So these are the port numbers for the LDAP, Start TLS, LDAPS, and HTTP. Accept these, yes. Now prepare the local storage. Now up to these configuration, your server configuration is there. Now you need to configure some suffix where you can create the data. Like you have to create the database in the server database, MySQL or Oracle DB, so that you can create some tables and put some data, right?
Right.
So prepare local storage, yes. Okay, create only a base entry. Okay, to create only a base entry, yes. You can also give your LD file where all the like SQL data. Here you can give LD file path. So from with that path, it will populate the data into the server. So create only base entry. Give the suffix DC example DCCOM. I am okay with that. And accept these choices and continue. Yes. So here, if you want to non-interactive equivalent command, just run this command. Okay. If you want to install it in the silent mode.
Oh.
Okay, I'll paste it here. You can also get this in the documentation as well. Okay, so these are just, so here in place of password you can just give the password, and if you want to change some port you can change some ports. That's it.
Oh.
Set up the server with the specified settings, yes. Okay, so server is installed. It is set up now. So it gives you the run this command. So with the status command, you get the status of the running server. Your existing server, what is configured there, what is happening. So here, this is the output of the status command. You can also run it with offline mode as well. If you don't want to give the connection details, and you can also run it with the on network as well. In that case, you need to provide the connection details. I will show you how to give both.
Oh.
Okay. So version ForgeRock Directory Server Services 6.5.2. Installation and instance path. LDAP OpenDJ run status is started. Host name this, port this, connection handlers. So connection handlers nothing but the ports on which server is listening. That is called connection handler. So this is the name of the connection handler. This is the port, type HTTP. Security unsecured means this is not SSL. Status enabled. This is also enabled. 138. 163 is also enabled. LDF is disabled. SNMP is disabled. So SNMP is used for the monitoring purpose.
Oh.
Okay. And these are the local backends which are pre-configured in the server. Okay. So one we configured DC example DCCOM suffix, and its data is in this user root backend, and it is of type database, and its status is enabled. Other one, this is for the monitoring user. So its type is LDIF. It stores just in a one LDIF file, text file entry. Okay, this is for the super user directory manager. It also stored in LD file. Okay.
Oh,
Okay. So how can you connect in the hyphen help you can give? You can also connect it with the with connections as well. Okay. Give -x for the trust on certificate because it connects on the double four port, which is the SSL. So -x is for trust the certificate. Here also you can see trust all.
so what is that meaning, Praveen?
Which meaning?
The
Trust.
hyphen X, why we are doing this command?
We are doing this command to check the status of the server.
Okay. Oh,
Earlier we ran it with the hyphen offline option. This time we
okay.
are running with the full by connecting to the server.
Okay.
Okay. It's capital D. So these are the options you can. So here now it gives you the more information by connecting online. Okay. This is your server detail, open connections 1. This is your running Java details. This is the version of Java running. Max heap size of Java is this one. JVM available CPU is 1. These are the connection handlers. Okay. These are your base DNs. This is the disk space on your system. Okay.
Okay.
Now PWD, let's go through the file system architecture of the OpenDJ. Okay.
Okay.
So I am in the OpenDJ directory. So these are the directories present. Okay. So I will take one more tab so that I can show you one by one and what is inside it. So this is the one more tab. Okay, I am here. So here first directory is backup. So this backup directory is empty by default. You can store the backups here. So it is for backup purpose. BAT is it stores the, you can see in the BAT directory, binaries are there, which you can run on the Windows machine.
Okay.
Okay. Then bin directory is there. So bin is for the binaries which you can run on the Linux Unix machines.
Okay.
Then changelog DB, which stores your change logs, and this will store, currently it is empty, and this will store the database file which holds the replication change logs. So we'll discuss these things in replication.
Oh,
Classes, Java classes, empty is there, you can put some classes here. If you want to extend the functionality of OpenDJ. Config is the important directory. So there are the 3 important directories are there: config, DB, and bin. These are the 3 important. So config holds your configuration. So ls config, it holds your configuration. So here is your configuration version. So this is your configuration version of the file. Okay.
okay.
This is actually a version of the server, and this is actually the hash of the file. Okay, if you make some changes, its version, the hash become changed, and it will detect the file is changed from outside. Okay, key store pin and this key store, these are used for your storing the SSL certificates. Like you are Java developer, Java uses the key store for storing the SSL certs, right?
Right.
Okay, okay. Now other important one is word list.txt. This is for the dictionary. You can check lots of normal words are there. Server will check if a user is set the dictionary password or not. Means some word which is already in dictionary and he is using that for his password. So server will check it. Okay. Common password, it holds some common passwords. Okay, so these are the common passwords. Okay, Java properties. This is for the Java configuration. You can see it. So what is your default Java home? So it will take it from there. And what is the heap size you are giving, and what are the other commands should use the what Java options. Okay.
Oh,
Okay, you can change the configurations of Java if you need. Okay. Other most important file is config.ldif, which this config.ldif, this holds the your configuration of the instance. So your configuration of the instance is stored in cn equal to config. Okay, so cn equal to config is a suffix which holds your all the configurations. Okay, never modify this file until unless you know what you are exactly doing and what is the impact of it. If you make some changes directly to this file and you didn't take backup, means you are gone. You are not going to stay. You are not able to start your server again.
oh,
Okay, LSDB. So LSDB holds your database. So these are the default databases. Okay. So most important data, everyone is important, but your data is stored in user root directory. Okay. LSDB, user root. So this is the JDB file. So OpenDJ stores the data in the Berkeley database. Okay.
okay.
And
Berkeley
these
database, it is a
are
type of database.
Berkeley database. Okay.
Okay.
So these are just the example plugin files. Extra libraries you can put here. Okay, nothing is there. So all are most are the empty files. LDIF for LDIF backups. These were non-legal notices. Lib where all your libraries jar files are there. Okay, and setup command we already used. Logs is for the, it gives you information about your logs. So all your logs are under the logs file. So multiple types of logs are there. We will go through it in detail later. Okay,
Okay.
and these are the just the not so useful files. Okay, upgrade is to upgrade your server. Okay, so let's go to the more commands. Go to the bin directory and these are the lots of commands are there, so we will go one by one. Okay,
Okay.
not only we are going to cover at the same time, but we will cover almost all. Okay,
Okay.
so here is first command is a stop ds to stop the server. Okay, start ds to start the server. So at the time of the starting, it will give you the information like your message. This is the version of your server. It is starting up. Its installation directory is this. Instance directory is this. Java information is this by Oracle Corporation. Okay. Your JVM host name is this. This is your processor, memory, available processor, other JVM arguments. You will get lots of important information while server starting logs by go through the server starting. Okay. So now these are the ports on which server is listening. So here you can see administration connection handler 4444, LDAP 1389, HTTP 8080, LDAP as 1636. Okay.
Okay.
So you can also restart the server by stop ds-r. Okay. So by this way you can restart the server as well. You can check with help as well, stop-ds. You can also stop the remote server as well by giving connection information.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so now come to the other client commands. So yesterday we go through about this diagram, how the data structure of the LDAP will you can create, and these are the some of the naming conventions are there. So suffix, that is a starting point of the date. So our starting point is database. DC example DCCOM, like in databases, the starting point is your database, and under that database you create some table. Under that table you create some columns, and in the columns and rows you put the data, right?
Right.
So here is the database is just a suffix. DN is just a distinguished name, a unique naming convention defined by LDAP protocol to store an entry uniquely. It is just like how can you define your entry unique in a unique way in LDAP. Okay, this is your UID zone. These are the some DNs which we created yesterday as well. So RDN, what is RDN? RDN is the most left part of the DN. So let's say this is the DN. This is the DN. So RDN is most left part is this one. UID equal to zone is a RDN here, and here in this one CN equal to sales is the RDN here in this DN. Okay, so RDN is have two components. RDN have two components, UID attribute and its value. So here UID is a RDN attribute and zone is a RDN value. Okay, so now comes to schema, like database also have schema by which you can define your columns. So database a collection of attributes and object classes with set of rules used to define the type of entries with type of data to be stored in the directory server. Okay, attribute, a container used to store a specific value based on the attribute definition in the schema. Okay, a container used to store a specific value based on the attribute definition in the schema. Object classes define the type of entry with list of attribute present in the entry. So these are the object classes. So attribute is just your column which holds the value, and object class is just your table. Okay, and like you create multiple views of multiple tables, you can also create a single entry with multiple object classes. by combining the columns of all the classes, right? Here combining the attributes of all the classes, we will go through it. So here you can see this is the LDIC representation of the entry of user UID zone. So this is your object class top. So top is an abstract class and which is parent of all the object classes. Like java.lang is there in Java, I think. I'm not sure whether it is right or wrong. Okay. So here person is the next class. So like in Java, inherit class inheritance is there. So parent class methods and variables are inherited to the child class. So here parent classes colon object parent classes attributes are inherited by the child classes. So person object class is a child of top. So person get whatever the object class defined in top or attributes. It can be used with person as well by using person. And with organization person get all the attributes defined in person, and with inet.org person with all the attributes defined in organization person. Okay. So these are the object classes for this entry, and these are the attributes and their value. UID attribute is there, John, CN John, SN Fernandez, user password, something here. Okay. So now let's go through the commands. So there are the two types of commands are there. One is the OpenLDAP based client based commands, so which are available almost everywhere in the Linux Unix systems in the organizations. Okay. And other command line tools are OpenDJ also provide its own command line tools. So normally both are very same. So normally in the we are using LDAP to Open LDAP client because those are C based and those are very fast as compared to the OpenDJ one. Because OpenDJ one are Java based, so for running a command, it will take some time to initialize the JVM and then it will run the command, right? And C based commands are just you can hit press enter and boom, it runs, right? Each and everything is same mostly 90%. Okay. So we have already LDAP search command is the main command which is used for the searching like select in the database. So LDAP search and -L. So here some options are there with the command. So we'll go through here. So first option is normally these commands work on the connections. Server should to be running. That is the first thing. And for to connect to the server, you need at least few information. How to connect to the server means host name and port. Those are the primary thing. Then you need authentication information, means username and password. So these four information, four parameters are same for all the LDAP client commands. Whichever you use, whether you use LDAP search is one, LDAP add is another, LDAP modify, LDAP delete, LDAP compare. So multiple commands are there. But these four are same. Okay. X is for the connect on simple authentication, means just do the simple authentication. -D is for the bind DN to give username password. -small w for providing a user password on command line. Capital W is for provide password on prompt when asked. Means whenever it will ask for you the password prompt on terminal. -W is Z is for connect on TLS. Okay. And other, now these are the global parameters which are applicable on the all the commands of LDAP client. Now these options are for the command specific like search. So search here you have to give base search. Okay. The starting point base means like in select you are giving the table name, right?
Right.
Or data name. But you can select the database and then you are giving a table, right?
Right.
So here also you can give table suffix as well, or you can also give container, or you can also give entry as well directly. And S is for the scope of the search. So there are the multiple scopes are there for search. So one is base scope. We will go through it detail. Then only you can understand. And filter, like in the select command, you are giving some filters. So here also you have to provide the filter. So here filters are similar to the C language filters. And attributes are the list of the attribute, like with select you are giving the attribute select star or select C and S, common name, last name, first name. from this table where this equal to this. So here you can also provide the attributes, which attributes you want to fetch from the server. Okay, and plus is for the to get the operational attributes, and hyphen ll is for the less verbose. More you give, less verbose. Okay, so let's go through it. So let's first run a ls search command, and then we can go through it in more detail. Right?
So we need to insert some data, right? Initially, by default, it will have some data.
Yeah, we need to insert some data first, but there is a some commands you can run without data as well. I will show you. Those are very useful. So first is like for data, you need to connect to your suffix, right? DC example, DC comma, right?
Right.
But you can also connect directly to the server as well and get the information about the server. Like what is the version of it, what are the suffixes configured, what are the SSL version, what are the supported mechanism are there. Okay.
So
LDAP search -x -h localhost -p 1389-d okay -b, just give double quotes, don't give any suffix name here, -s base, and object class equal to star is a filter. Okay,
so can you
enter.
explain me about this statement?
So are you X is for the simple authentication, means give the username password.
Okay.
H is for the local, H is for the host name, P is for the port.
Okay.
-d is for the bind DN, means username. CN equal to DIR. -w is for temporary.
Temporary means just for
Password. W is for password.
okay.
Temporary is the password. -b is the starting point of your search, means which suffix, which entry, which container is a starting point for search. Like you are searching in database or table or view, like that.
Okay.
Scope of a search means you are full internal search or the just base search or the one level down search. You will get into it. Just
Okay.
see the options. And
Okay.
object class star is just the filter.
So
Okay. So here dn colon nothing is there. So this dn called as root DSC or null dn. Okay.
okay.
Which gives the information about your server. So just give plus sign here as well for operational attributes. So other information is stored in operational. So here you can see lots of information. So here it gives the information about the SSL protocol. TLS1, 1.1, 1.2. This is your vendor version. This is vendor name and vendor version. So what is the version running on your server?
Okay.
Okay. These are the supported controls available on the server. You can just copy this and search on Google. You will get the information about it. Okay. These are the supported password mechanism are there. Okay. And these are the naming context. Okay. So these are the naming contexts. So this is the suffix which is configured. So by this command, you get to know how many suffixes are there on server. Okay. One is a monitor suffix. Server is healthy true. Okay. This is the full vendor version. And these are the server alive true. And these are the private backends suffixes which are used by the server internally. Okay.
So
Okay. Now, if you search for the DC example, DC com, So it gives us return as a entry here. So at the time of the installation, we create a suffix this example dcom. So it creates the suffix entry like this. Okay. So we have only these entries only, nothing much. So that's why one entry is written. So let's add some data into it. Okay. So I have one LD file is there, which have most of the data. LD example.ld.
It will come with some example file while installing the server, or you have created it?
No, you can also, it gives you some commands. With that command, you can generate those.
Okay, but after installing the DS server, it won't create it won't give any example LD files.
No, it won't give, but it will give you the commands. With that
Oh,
commands, you can generate sample data.
okay,
Okay, let's generate ourselves so that you can understand how it works actually.
right, yeah.
I will create an example.ld here. So first I will copy these entries, right? All this, correct?
Right.
We created yesterday. We will. So here first entry is already correct DC example DCCOM, and that is already present in server as well. Second is your people. So third entry is with groups. So we will create groups. So object class top object class. I can copy paste from here. Organization unit OU groups description groups container. Then we will create the entry for other. So I will, because these object classes are same, so I will copy from the upper entry and give OU equal to other only, which is the different part. Okay, and here are your user entries. So user entries are with object class top here again, object class person, organize object class organizational person, inet.org person, CN John, SN John, UID John, user password temporary, mail you can give, okay. So by this way, here we created first the group entry. We give the object classes related to the container organization unit, then give the define the RDN here, which what is present here. Then just give the description. You can give any description. Similar for the others. Only give the other related information. Rest are default. For user, this is the user DN of John. Object class top, object class person, object class organization person, object class inet.org person. And this CN John, SN John, you can give any specific value as well, but I don't have. Who cares? This sample you can give anything. XYZ ABC. Okay. SN John. Here you can give the password and then mail. This is your mail ID. Okay. For John. Similarly, we can create for the. So now I'm not going to provide. I provide the all the object classes starting from top. But in Java as well, you can just give the one object class and just give the extends parent object class. If that parent also have its own parent, so it will take automatically, right?
Right.
So here also, here no need of giving parent as well, direct parent, just give the child object class. I am providing object class inet.org person. So system will read inet.org person object class and it will capture all the parent object classes of it. Okay.
Okay.
UID equal to Alice, CN Alice, SN Alice. So here CN and SN are the mandatory attributes if you are using person object class. But here I am using inet.org person. Still I need to provide CN SN because those are mandatory with the parent. So child has to follow the same rule, right?
Okay.
UID, Alice, user password, temporary, okay. Mail, okay. And just create for this. Let's remove this group entry. We will discuss group in detail later. Okay.
Okay.
So these are the entries we created for our suffix. We create the base entry here. You have any doubt?
No.
Okay. So you can create one or two, three times the entries. You can understand it. So LDAP add is a command to add the data to the server. -f is the file name you can provide. So this is the LDAP add command. You can just also add directly through console as well. If you are not giving -f, then it will open a terminal and you can type your command entries on the console. But that is little bit tough. So better you can put your changes and entries in the file and give the file path here with -f option and enter. So server gives error. LDAP add this entry is already exists. So this first entry is already created at the time of the instance creation, right? If you
Right.
remember.
Right.
So to skip this error, you can give -c to continue on error. So if there is an error while adding one entry, just continue to the next entry. Okay. Now it gives error on the first entry. It already exists. Entry with that name already exists. So then it will add the other entries here. Right?
Right.
Okay. So now let's search. Now we have some data in the server. We can search now. So every time we have to give this information -h and port and directory manager. So we can also configure some information in configuration file for these commands. LDAP client command has some file, configuration file is there, so that by default it gets the host name and port information from there. So we don't need to type every time on the console, right?
Right.
Okay, so I will put, so let's say if I am searching with this, okay, maybe it was so font contact, okay, because I did not provide the server information, right? So go to root user etc open ldap is a command file which holds your configuration. So go to here and base suffix, you can give your base suffix which is a starting point for search. So this is your base suffix and you can give the URI. So I will give URI and port number is here is something different. I will give 138. Okay. So this is the URI. So URI gives you the LDAP server to connect host name and port number. Okay. Save it. And now we don't need to give the host name port. The command will run. So here you can see I'm not giving you the host name and port. Command runs, right? So this command by this change it makes our life little easier. No need to type everything every time. Okay, so now come to this scope option. So here we are searching, starting point is base suffix. So we are searching from here and we are giving -s base. So are you suffering from cold?
Yeah, little bit. It's okay.
Okay, me as well.
Yeah.
Throat is not good. Okay, so -s base. So with base, it only gives you the base entry which is provided with -b. Means only that base entry only, foundation. Okay. If I change this to 1, it will return one level down entry. See, so here you can see there is no base entry now. There is no DC example DC com entry now. Now the entry it returns with the OU people DC example DC com.
Right.
Okay. And this is the groups entry and this is the other entry. So one level down entries. So still under people we have some more entries of John and Alice. Those are not written. So one means one level down only. And if you want to give sub means subtree means full tree. So here it returns you the whole tree. Sub, everything it returns. You can see it starts with the DC example. Here you can see I provide sub, start with the DC example suffix, then it gives you the containers here, all the 3 containers, and then it gives you the John and Alice. So password is automatically hashed and kept it here. So we provide the normal password, but server stored it as a hash. So it will return only hash. Right?
Right.
Okay. So now with this object class now comes to the filter. Let's remove this sub. Okay. And here in DC example DC com, you can also change this to John as well. Any entry. Okay. So then it will return only John entry because our starting point is John and there is no entry inside John. John is the last point of entry. So it returns only John. And object class star means match all the entries because every entry have an object class and star means any type of a class. Right?
Right.
So now come to the filters first. So I give UID equal to John. Okay. So UID equal to John means, and I just remove this John. Okay. So UID equal to John. So here this is the filter whose UID attribute is UID, and value is John. Return that one. So it will return you only John entry. And here you can see lots of information command is giving you. This extended ldif, base is this one, filter is this, requesting all attributes. So I don't want this extra things. This one. Here also gives you the number of entries returned. So if you want to remove, get rid of this information, you can just add L. So now it will just return you the entry only. L means less verbose. So with UID John, it will return only John. If you change this to Alice, it will return only Alice. This is just a filter. Whatever you want, just give it. If it's present in server and filter is proper, it will return you that entry. Okay. And now other kind of a filters are there. Or filter. So like UID equal to John or UID equal to Alice. So here this is this is the OR symbol here you can see. This is the OR symbol. Are you able to see?
Yes, yes.
So this is the C class C language filter. So any entry may be returned. So here both the entries are returned. UID John and UID Alice. Both. So other kind of a filter is there are few more filters are there. So this is your AND filter. So no entry returns because no two entries have a UID value both with John and Alice. So I will change this to Cn equal to John. So return the entry which have UID value John and Cn attribute value John. So I have the entry with John, which are both. Or you can write it like this: mail UID John, mail equal to John @example.com. So again, here your mail ID is John @example.com and UID is John, right?
Right.
Okay. So by this way you can give the filters. So other kind of filters are, one is the negate filter. So for giving negate, you can give a symbol on the one character, one key, and with negate you can give just only one. So return all except whose value not equal to John. So UID not equal to John, return those entries. And I will just after it, I just give DN. So just return only DN attributes. So here you can see except John, it returns all the entries. Okay. So except John, it returns all the entries. Right. Now there are some more filters are there which are greater than or less than. So UID greater than John. So greater than equal to John, only one is there. So if you give greater than equal to Alice, it will return both John and Alice because it will check in alphabetical and J comes later than A. So it returns Alice as well and John as well, right? You can also give less than. So if you give less than equal to Alice, it will return Alice only. If you give less than equal to John, it will return both. So these are the filters. You can also keep on adding filters and make it more complex. Okay. Okay. So other is if you want to return a specific attribute, so you can give in last. Like I provide DN, you can give UID as well. So it will give UID, CN, So whatever the attributes you provide in the command line in last. So for these things you need to provide in the last only. So these are your attributes. So if they present in the entry, server will only return those. If not present, then server will not return. So let's go through the how to modify, and let's first go through with one more add, like adding a users, adding a group. We already have users, so let's add some group. So group.ldif. So let's say this is keep it not useful this time. So let's create my own group. Okay. So Cn equal to sales is a group. So there are the majorly three types of groups are there. One is a static group, one is a dynamic group, and one is a nested group. So we will go through the static groups first. Change type add. So this is the one more keyword which you can use for adding an entry. You need to give the like what kind of operation you are going to perform on this entry. Okay.
Oh.
So group of names is the object class for groups. So like users, we have person and iNetworthy person. Then we need to define the member for this group. So you can define the member with the member attributes, so member colon, then you have to give the DN of the user. You need to give the full. Okay. add one more. Right?
Hmm.
So these are the members of this group, sales. And you can also write CN colon sales here as well. Give the RDN value in the entry itself. Okay.
Okay.
Now, earlier we had the entries with LDAP add. So you can also add entry with LDAP modify command as well. Okay. -F my group. So by this way also you can add. So here it is adding an entry. So LDAP modify knows what the operation need to do on this entry. So LDAP modify knows the operation type with this keyword in the entry itself. Right? Okay. So let's say I am changing this %s sales group to HR group. Okay. And I am commenting this change type. You can comment the entries here with hash. You can comment any type of data line here with hash. Okay.
Okay.
Like in Java, you are giving double slash or you are giving this type. Right.
Right. Right.
So run the command LDAP modify and try to add a new group again. So this time it gives you the error. LDAP modify operation type is missing at line 2. So always LDAP modify command the check the second line of the entry. So first line contains the DN, second line contains the modif operation type. So we comment the operation type, so it is not able to read. So if this is a just a add operation, you don't need to add type it, change type, add every time. You can also give -a on the command line. So -a means add. So this time it will add. Okay. Now run the LDAP search command. And here you can see these are your groups. So these are the static groups. Right?
Right.
These are the static groups. Now, if you give UID equal to John, so here you get to know that sales have these two members. By looking over a group, you know these are the members of the users. These are the user members, right?
Right.
There is a one more other way is by looking over user, you can also check this user is a member of these groups. So if I check for the UID equal to John, by default, it will not return anything or information about the group membership. Okay, normal entry. Okay, so there is a one attribute which is a virtual attribute is member of. So give is member of. So is member of will return you the this user is a member of these two groups. Right?
Right.
Okay. So by this way, you can check these things. Okay.
Okay.
So we add users, we add groups. So let's come to the other modify type operations as well. So LVI user mode.ld. So let's say we need to modify a user entry. So we are using update command in database, right?
Right.
So we have to modify the John. Okay. So here you have to give modified type, change type modify, and here in the documentation also, if you go through it in more in detail, so here LDAP modify command Okay, so there are the three different, it works on the three different change types. One is modify, one is add, one is delete. So add we already done, change type add, just give change type add. It works on the entry level and it just add a entry. Change type delete, it also works on the entry level and it deletes the entry which you want to delete. Okay, here change type modify, it works on the attribute level and you can define whether you want to add a new attribute, delete attribute or replace attribute. Okay, so here change type modify and we can give add male. So we need to define what I want to do. I want to add one more attribute which name is male. So I give John at the rate gmail.com. Okay, so here you can also add multiple attribute with add. Either you can give one value or multiple value, doesn't make any difference. Okay, so
Oh,
already one value is there, so it will add two more values. Okay,
okay.
so here no need of giving hyphen a because my operation type is modifier. So entry is modify and let me search the entry. So here on the, I am interested in the male attribute. So here now the user have three male attributes. Okay, now let's say I want to replace this Yahoo with Rediff. Okay, so how can we replace? So just comment these things. So replace works in two ways. If you just give the replace male means what, which attribute you are replacing male. If you just give male, then John at Rediff. So then it will replace with all the values, all three values with Rediff. But I'm interested in to just remove Yahoo with Rediff. So there is a separate way for that. And how to do? You need to first delete Yahoo. Delete mail colon yahoo.com, then hyphen add mail colon Rediff. Okay. So if you want to, multiple modify types are there, multiple attributes you are working on. So you can separate with hyphen here. Right?
Right.
Save it and run the LDAP modify operation. So it's done and you can search it. So this time there is no Yahoo, only Rediff is there. Right? Now you want to replace all these or you want to delete all these. So let me comment out. Okay. So delete, we already done. If you want to replace mail colon John at the rate google.com. Okay. So now we have three values. So replacing all with one. Now check it. It is having John on Google. Now if you want to delete the all values, so just give delete colon mail. It will delete all the values. If you want to delete specific, then you can give here, like here earlier we give delete and just give the specific value which you want to delete. By default, it will delete all. and run LDAP modifier and check for the search. No mail value is there. So by this way, you can perform all these operations: LDAP modify, LDAP add, LDAP search. So one is left, that is LDAP delete. So let's say you want to delete an entry. So LDAP delete, and I will just copy this information and just give the attribute entry to delete. Let's say John. LDAP delete. Okay, entry deleted. And if you want to search with John, nothing written. Okay, so by this way, you can run the client side commands.
If you like our videos, then subscribe to our channel and be a part of the journey with GoLogica and stay connected with the latest videos.